YTPC, Wildcat Piper, coming from my Wildcat Lounge. Put up, of course, if you're in Wildcat Country, gotta have yourself a bourbon barrel flag that's made out of a bourbon barrel. Wanted to put that up. So it's a new addition to the lounge. Hope everybody's doing great. A lot of things have happened here over this summer. I don't know if you know this or not, but we are in the middle, at the beginning, coming to the end, going back into a global pandemic. I don't know where we are with it. Thought we were coming out of it, but it looks like we're going back into it. So I hope everybody's staying safe with you and your family. It's been weird dealing with all that, hasn't it? But tonight I am smoking my Rossi pipe, 320. And then I am smoking some Hearth and Home marble cake, which is a Virginia, bright red Virginia's in it. And I like it. I don't always like the cake style of tobacco because sometimes it's strong, but this Virginia is very nice. And on top of that, I'm just drinking some water and enjoying myself out here in the lounge. I've been watching videos even though I haven't been posting any. And it seems like everybody's having a great summer. Mine has been good, with the exception of a little bit of an interruption. I'm going to share that with you. Boy, this is really good. It's a good Virginia. But on June the 10th, I was coming home from work. And I was coming up one of the main roads here in Lexington. If you're familiar with Lexington, it was called Harrodsburg Road. It's a 4-lane road going. There are, like, if you can picture the city of Lexington and in a wheel, we call Harrodsburg Road one of the main spokes to that wheel that lead down into the city. And I was coming out. I was outbound, headed to my house, and a car was coming off of one of the side streets, and I think they were coming across the street to make a left-hand turn or to go clear on through to the other side. But in doing so, they T-boned my car, and all I saw was the tan roof of his car out the side window, and I went, oh, this is gonna hurt. And he hit me full tilt, and it knocked me. It made my head go up the top of the car, and there my head hit the car and left a 2-inch by 4-inch scalp of skin hanging from the top of my car. Now something else is that I am on Xarelto, so my head just began to bleed like crazy. I could feel it dripping down on my shirt, and as I looked up and saw that piece of skin hanging there, I realized this is pretty bad. I think the hand of God was in it, because about maybe a minute or two, I don't really have a good recollection of time, but very soon after I was hit, the lady came up and told me she was a nurse, and she said, now I got to go back and get some gloves. I said, no, you don't. I've got some in my backpack. I carry gloves. I carry first aid kit. I carry different things like that. So she grabbed a pair of gloves, and then there was a nursing student who was also up there. She grabbed a pair, and they began to kind of work on me. They grabbed a towel or a t-shirt or something, and she just began to put that on top of my head to stop the bleeding, which just continued to bleed. I mean, it was just crazy. And the nursing student was like checking, making sure my feet were working, my hands were working. When I went to the right and hit the top of the car, the airbags jammed my hand. And the only thing that hurt at that time was my shoulder down my arm into that wrist. And it hurt like crazy. And a few minutes later from then, the ambulance came and took me to the hospital. It took the emergency room doctors 4 hours to get the bleeding to stop, or at least to the point where they can release me to go home. What they ended up doing was suturing one of my arteries that was still bleeding, and had to suture it closed. And they took some gauze that was infused with something, and they put that on that wound, and it would contract, and they said that would help restrict the blood veins to help them to stop bleeding. And it must have worked, because soon after they packed that, it did stop bleeding. So I went home, and well, that was June the 10th. On June the 26th, they wanted to give it time to heal a little bit on the inside. June the 26th is when they sewed it shut. And so all I have now is just this beautiful scar. I don't know if you can see that or not. 29 stitches it took to close that. And I know some of you are sitting there thinking, wow, it'd be great to see pictures. I got pictures. And I will show them to you. Some of you may not want to see them. It's a little woozy, kind of. So I'm going to show them, and then when you hear me start talking, then you can come back, okay? Or you can open your eyes or whatever you want to do. But I will show those pictures to you right here at this point. I told you they're pretty wild. And it's hard to believe that that wound was like that for, 10 to 26, 16 days. A little over 2 weeks. I kept gauze on it when I went out, and I would put a skull cap on it just to keep the gauze down. And plus, it did look kind of rough, so I didn't want people seeing that. And did that for those 2 weeks. And finally, she stitched it closed. And a week, and see, she did it on Friday. Then that week Monday, she took them out. That had been after the July 4th weekend. And so it's just been healing since July 4th, and it's doing pretty well. You know, you saw the pictures from what that looked like. You know, I was blessed to have those nurses there. Blessed that they got the bleeding to stop. Blessed that it wasn't any worse. One of the things the doctors told me was that with a head injury like that and being on Xarelto, one of the things they worry about is a brain bleed. And they checked me for that. I never really, I had a headache, but I think it was just from hitting that. I did get some whiplash, and chiropractors are working on it. And other than that, my wife says it was a good thing I hit my head. Hardest part of my body. But I do feel blessed, and things are going very, very well. I am in the midst of doing something for a friend in the YTPC. They were with us, and then they kind of went away for a while, and now he's back. He's under a different name. And I really want you guys to go subscribe to him. So, what I'm going to do to encourage that, I've talked to him, and I asked him for his 5 favorite blends and his favorite cob. He gave those to me, and I went and wrestled up. There's all but one of the tobaccos I haven't been able to find yet. I'm still looking for it. And then I added some tobaccos, and it's going to be a 10 tobacco giveaway with a cob or two. I may throw in another cob. And it's so easy how to do it. And this way, people who aren't presenters, who are just observers, you guys can get in this too, because all you have to do, and I'll tell you here in the next video, is go to his channel and subscribe. You don't even have to subscribe to mine. I mean, it'd be nice to, but that's not part of the deal. The only part of the deal is to be subscribed to his channel. And that will put you in a drawing for the 10 tobacco 2-pipe giveaway. And on the next video, I'm going to see him here soon. And we'll probably do a video with him, and he can kind of tell you a little bit about what he's doing now and things like that, which is some awesome stuff. And he'll tell a little bit about himself, and then I will attach to that video another video that will have the tobaccos we're going to give away and the pipes we're going to give away. And then we'll tell you when it has to be done by. So look forward to that. I promise you it won't be 3 months from now. Hopefully next week. Or maybe even this weekend, depending on if I can get to see him here soon. But should be fun. And I hope you guys will stay tuned. He's a great person, and if you, when you know who it is, you go see his videos. He's just a great guy, and you will enjoy it. And so until then, blow some smoke rings in the air, my friends, but above all, be blessed. I will talk to you soon, YTPC.